Hello, everybody. I am Angry Bird. Welcome back to a new season of Steel Division League. This is the first game we're casting Steel Division League Season 3. Man, am I excited, and what a treat of a game we've got coming up. First up, we're looking at Group 1. We've got Soloing Pixy versus Shaun. This is just going to be a fantastic game, I'm sure of it. I know a lot of you out there following the channel, you love Soloing Pixy, and I know a lot of you as well love Shaun. So yeah, this is going to be a fantastic game between these two players, I'm sure. And yeah, I'm excited to see the league again. Things are starting up. It's been a long time since I cast a game, and yeah, we're back into it. Fantastic. So from I think it was season 1 where Soloing Pixy was the only player to beat Shaun, and then in season 2 I think Soloing Pixy didn't have a fantastic season. Shaun did fantastic, getting all the way through to the playoffs, but was picked off by Nilla in the semi-finals, if I remember correctly. Let's look at the deck, see how these guys perform in the very first game of Steel Division League Season 3. Wow. Soloing Pixy up on the left-hand side in blue. He is playing Group Hotnick on Maverick income, an income we don't see a lot of, so yeah, fantastic. The deck in the recon tab, VK901s, just really good vehicles, and it's interesting, you know, 1 point slot spare, but the VK901s are taken, so that just shows how good they are. 92 infantry units in total. Soloing Pixy is on Maverick income. Huzarok's in A phase, which is a little bit strange, and actually, yeah, almost all of the infantry up vetted, apart from those Erzat Strupin in A and the Grenadier DP in C for the numbers. So definitely, I think you're going to see in this league, veterancy is pretty key right now. But I'm sure, I know Eugen are working on changes to infantry combat. They've said it in the blog post. So yeah, things might change halfway through the season. Who knows at this point? 2-star Stugs in A phase, 2-star Stug 3Gs. Oh, and 2-star in B phase as well. So he's going for those up vet on the Stugs. Definitely thinks that they, you know, perform better with that veterancy. And remember, he is going to be looking to win this by about 25 minutes. Because after the 20-minute point, balance just takes a huge chunk of income out of Maverick. So he's not really going for quantity, he's going for quality here. I think that shows with the veterancy. Anything else to note? Hotnick are a bit weak in the air. SDKF said 11 flaks in A phase, not fantastic. And then only 2 SDKF said 7-1s in B phase. Definitely not enough nowadays. But he does have 3 ME109 E4s, 2-star in A phase, and 2 ME109 G6 R6, no veterancy in A phase. So he's got 5 fighters in A phase, as well as 4 ME410A3 recon planes. So yeah, he's definitely got the air cover. And then the off maps, 2 in B phase, I think they could be pretty lethal. Can't quite read the caliber, but I think they're fairly high caliber. Let's jump over, have a look at Shaun's deck. I don't think we're going to get a lot of time to have a look, but first Polish, he definitely rates them highly. A lot of people rate them highly, very strong division right now. And it's kind of the quantity of infantry and the number of T-34s you can get. I mean, look at that C-phase card of T-34-76. 22 T-34-76s on 1 card in C-phase. Can you imagine it? Steel Division Normandy, there'd have been like 2. Unbelievable. And yeah, let's just look at Shaun's deck though. He is a balanced player. He only plays balance. Look at the number of infantry units. 84. I don't think I've ever seen, not Vanguard decks, Maverick decks take more infantry now than Shaun does on balanced. Wow, only 84 infantry units, all of it up vetted, apart from the Strelky C-Chem in B and the Strelky in C. So yeah, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4 A-phase cards, all with veterancy in there. Just 4 pioneers being taken, and those 5 2-star Desan Kazal Kalgawi, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Still getting used to all the pronunciations. There's more to come as well. Black Sunday DLC out soon. Romania. Oh my days, the pronunciations that are going to come out of that DLC. Oh, you best not watch the channel after that drops. What else do we see here? B-Face card of CKM. I think that's probably the SG43s there in B-Phase. I mean, I don't think that's the Maxims. It could be either Maxims or SG43s there in B-Phase, but yeah, interesting. He gets 12 of those, so you can add that to the infantry, really. You get yourself up to around about 96 units, about equal to Solo Wing Pixy. But yeah, only 84 infantry units on a balanced deck. And Shaun plays balance, but does he really play the balance that most people know? The game is underway. We're just going to finish off looking at this deck. There is a recon plane out immediately from Pixy. IL2Ms, I think they're going to be quite key in this matchup. Hartnick don't get that great air support, so Pixy is going to have to rely on the fighters, and Shaun using the IL2Ms. Let's just jump straight into the game. Reminder, Solo Wing Pixy on the left hand side in blue playing Group Hartnick on Maverick Income. Shaun on the right hand side in reds playing the 1st Polish Infantry Division on Balanced Income, as the ME410A3 circles above, getting a look at Shaun's troops. The 61k drops off early, and it looks like it's going to be an engagement all the way up the northern side of the map, all across the map it looks like right now. Pixy does unload in that central town and up on the northern side, so actually, oh, it looks like a couple of, at least one unit went down there, possibly two went down in the transports, that early PPA-NC PTRS unit. And the PTRSs, things changed with APCR. Suddenly APCR kind of got hit quite hard with the armor AP damage changes, and now, so people were really using it because they caused tons of criticals, and it looks like this VK901 might go down to the PTRS. Oh, I think the M42 got the final shot in there as the IL2M now comes in. And if that hits those two Ersatz troop and this little push from Pixy, he could be in trouble here. Oh, he does! Just managed to hit all three, get the falling back automatically on them. Because they are disheartened troops, Pixy has no choice but to fall them back. And it looks like Shaun, pushing in with the strokey CKM there, might recover the position. Stoss troop going to engage Strelky in the far south. Up north, the Panzergrens are engaging. Looks like a push here from Shaun across the open ground with those Strelky CKM, supported by the leaders, the Pioneers, and we have the combat up there from Shaun. It looks like a push in the centre as well. The Strelky CKM do get pinned down and surrendered there. That's going to hurt Shaun because Pixy has quite a few numbers here. 3 stars, the Reiter Führer in there, and then the combat just further up north, the Commandant. Those Panzergrens, 3 stars, engaging across from forest to forest, do force back Shaun at the moment, putting his troops on return fire and manually falling them back there. So definitely didn't like that push. I think he maybe he thought with the failed attempt from Pixy down south, maybe he thought Pixy had invested much more down here so he could take advantage of that and push up north, but it doesn't work for now. And look at this movement order from the PPA-NC PTRS down here. Wow, he is going for the spawn. Unbelievable. The IL2M above, strafing units right now, and Pixy now ordering those SDK 11 flaks. He's got 4 of them in his deck, if I remember correctly. One going up north, one going in the centre, but I think that was a Russian captured 42 mil does go down there. Pixy does make a move in the centre, counter-attacking Shaun's thrust there, and the Stoss troop pushing forwards are going to reveal the PP. Oh, the strafing run from the IL-2 just comes in there, falls back that Stoss troop, and T-34 is rushing in to try and shore up the defence from Shaun. A couple of strokey CKM, 4 strokey CKMs coming in as well. Will they get there in time? This is a big engagement, really. If Solo Wing Pixy can push through here, he can definitely cement an advantage, but remember, he is on Maverick Income against balance, so he does need to move fairly quickly. 3-star Stug 3G going to try and engage that T-34E down down the southern flank of this central town. The Strelky CKMs will make it. One Stoss troop got through, but his Molotov cocktails are depleted. He is still going to be a threat at close range, but there are only 5 men versus what the 48 Strelkies that have just entered the town. So I think they are going to lose out here. Oh, look at this IL-2M dropping on the Stu-42. Does get the kill. ME-109 E4 coming in to try and tackle that plane, circling, getting back on the back of it. Oh, I can't quite catch the action. They went so high up there, but he does get the kill. And look at that IL-2 fall from the skies, almost close enough to the 52p in the M42 gun there. But the ME-109 is forced back for now. There is a 61k, so yep, Solo and Pixy calls that one back. Oh, it looks like he's going for a second push into this central town. Interesting decision here. We're still 12-12 with 5 minutes into this game. The Stoss troop literally like running by the front of that T-34E. Unbelievable. I don't know why Pixy did that, but oh, they just go down. Immediately go down. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that one, but IL-2M now coming in trying to hit that 45mm, protect the T-34Es. These IL-2Ms early on have been doing a fantastic job for Shaun. The bombs come down, should take it out. Yes, it does so. In comes another ME-194, but the IL-2 actually takes a strike at it. This thing is looking in a tough spot right now. Does manage to turn, and the SDKF-Z11 flak is helping out, but not enough. Does get a good strike at it, and both planes are smoking now, but the ME-109 with that 2-star veterancy should be able to finish the job here, surely. Should be able to get on the back. Yeah, takes a burst of fire and does go down. Shaun doesn't have any anti-air up here in the northern side. He is now bringing in the second 61k that he mirror that of the southern side. Wow, and look at the other PTRS here. Both of them trying to get through to the rear lines, and they're going to make it from the looks of it. Interesting play, and maybe you guys out there can pick this up and sneak through those PTRS squads. That's the Strelky and the Stoss troop have not yet engaged. I feel like that could go either way, depending on how the two units engage. Ooh, down goes the Reiterführer. Down goes the Stoss troop. Just one Huzarok in here to stem this push from Shaun. And those 4 units of Strelky CKM have really allowed him to push forwards with the T-34Es and the Sturmauge leader unit just following up from behind, giving that 3-star veterancy from the combat further back. And yeah, those Huzaroks are going to go down. In comes a 45mm to try and take on those T-34Es, along with 2 Stug 3Gs, a unit of Huzaroks, but the flag is taken for Shaun, and first blow goes to Shaun. Balance versus Maverick, 7 minutes in, Shaun picks up a 13-11. Looks like Pixy is pushing up across the north, but Shaun had a sizable force up there because he tried the attack earlier on, and this could be a mistake from Pixy. Down goes that 52p. It does inflict heavy losses onto the Ersatz troop, and I think Pixy is making that attack maybe because all of the T-34Es came down south. He's recognised the number of tanks are in this central town, so he realises they aren't up north, because there's no way Shaun's been able to double up on the number of tanks at this stage of the game with just 100 points of income per minute. So I think that's why Pixie's making this attack. I think he believes that Shaun's pulled more units south than he actually has. Certainly the tanks have gone, but there's enough infantry here. That 52p striking the central units pretty hard, combining with the Zis 3 gun with that HE fire, doing quite a bit of damage here, as well as the 3-star Strelky CKM Pioneers in there as well. And Pixie's units are going to go down. It looks like one of the T-34Es has gone down here for Shaun in the centre, but also the 45mm did go down as well. There is another IL-2 on the way, as well as 2 Su-76 PPA-NC tank destroyers. No real movement down in the south. There is a fighter, double Me-109 fighters coming in to try and take down that IL-2, and I think it will go down to both of these fighters. Once the second one gets in range, for sure that will go down. Yeah, there we go. Actually, just needed a sustained burst from the first one. It might go down itself. Yep, over the 61k there. There's a 61k hiding behind that Zis truck. So one of the Me-109s did go in reply, but actually trade-wise, these Me-109s, I can't get the information panel up, but I think they're 75 points apiece, so it's not the worst trade possible. So Pixy is going to need as many fighters as he can get, but yeah, trading an IL-2 for a Me-109E is not the worst trade you can get. These PTRS units have made it almost to their location, and look at this one, 500 meter range on that PTRS rifle, and yeah, it can certainly hit stuff heading along this road. We're gonna have to keep our eyes on that, see whether it can take out some forces. Sneaky beaky work from Shaun, and all of those war gamers out there that say you can't do behind enemy lines action, well, clearly this is it exists in Steel Division 2, and it'd be interesting how many transports those PTRSs can take down once this second one gets into position as well. I think this one might need to get a little bit closer, perhaps down into this forest would be better. But yeah, we'll see whether Shaun does move that. Get back to the action in the centre. One Stug 3G and a couple of VK901s are all that's left. The VK901s don't hold the front lines. Shaun pushing forwards with the descent Kazalgawi. Hopefully that pronunciation is close. One of them, the transport does go down. Yeah, I think one of the units went down. There were 4 units there. Oh, a second one goes down. So I think Shaun has lost a couple of them, but they do get into quite a nice position with those Molotov cocktails. They can do a fair amount of damage. The other one should go down to the VK901, the 20mm. Solo and Pixy does have a Bayokuba 105mm off map in now. IL-2M came to cluster that Stug, but it went down, I believe, to this Zis 3 gun, but it could, yeah, I think it's more like, oh, down goes the T-34 though, I think from this Stug 3G back here, and trading blows at the moment. The Su-76s take out the VK901s, just trades for trades everywhere right now, but Shaun has pushed Solo and Pixy hard. 15-9, 12 minutes into this game, Solo and Pixy on Maverick income, and 180 points per minute. He's got 40 points per minute more than Shaun, but right now he is down. The 2 Huzaroks come into the position. The Descents will have those Molotov cocktails, yeah, able to pin down one of the units, but it shouldn't surrender because the other unit is there to help it out. Shaun is pulling across his second Descent, but it does get hit by the Stug 3G on the way into the position. The IL-2M, I don't know whether he spotted the unit or whether that's a wow, look at that. I think that was a shout out on the a shout out, is that the right word? Down goes the IL-2M to the double Me-109, and Solo and Pixy, not taking chances this time, immediately retreats them. The Descents do get surrendered in the centre forest by the Huzaroks. Another IL-2M attack there. I'm not sure what went down. It looks like a Tiger. Looks like a Tiger went down there. Wow, the first Tiger onto the field, I believe, immediately goes down to those IL-2M cluster bombers. Shaun is wrecking Solo and Pixy at the moment from the skies. The IL-2s are just incessant right now, just absolutely bombarding the units minute after minute. And another Stug 3G goes down to the Zis 3 gun, does get killed by the MG42s in response. Shaun going for those MG42s with the IL-2M and the 250 kilogram bombs, does pick up the kill, almost gets a kill onto the commandant, or at least a soldier kill. Oh, and the Me-109 G6R6 now coming in for Solo and Pixy. gets the kill once again. A number of these IL-2s are going down. Let's try and remind ourselves, how many does Shaun get in his deck? So he's got 2 in A phase of the bomber variants and a total of, wow, look at that C phase card with 8 in there. So there is a total of what, 14 IL-2s of the bomber variants and 3 of the cluster variants. So he definitely has some more in his deck right now, but Solo and Pixy is managing to pick them off. But he's still 15-9 down, and his income really, you know, he needs to be in the lead at this point based on his income. 14 minutes in, another off-map place down from that Bayo Kubel 105mm. The MU109 G6R6 is getting hit by anti-air. Oh, look at the PTRS units. They are now engaging. Actually, Shaun moved this. They're engaging all of these Panzer IIINs. The worst unit they could engage. I think Shaun realised in the south he's trying to pull it away before Solo and Pixy notices. That line of Panzer IIINs was like the worst unit they could have engaged. 70mm frontal armour. If they'd have hit it in the rear at 40mm of rear armour, it's still quite strong for a PTRS with 35mm of penetration. But Shaun does manage to keep one of them alive, and Solo and Pixy may not have noticed because that PTRS instantly went down to all of those tanks. But it does look like Solo and Pixy is making a push in the centre, and Shaun's got that intel from the PTRS. He's not just destroying units, he knows there's a whole column of Panzer III tanks coming down there. He reacts with a 52k, and that should be a decent do a decent job of countering them up on this little ridge line here. It should be able to take out tank after tank after tank. Solo and Pixie's losing 2 flags here from very little units. The Huzaroks chasing that SU-76 through the light forest with those AT grenades. Can he get the kill? I don't know. I think Shaun is going to make it away. Depends whether Solo and Pixie pushes for it or not. Wow, there's a Reiter Führer up here in the north. Maybe that survived from the earlier attack, but Shaun's making a push of his own up here, and Solo and Pixie drops down the off map, but he doesn't have a lot of units to resist in that northern position. Finally, the centre gets cut off by the Golosoroshock, and the other Huzaroks chasing down that SU-76 did go down in the end. Down into the centre and the south, the Panzer III ends do get into position, start to make their push, but immediately get hit by that 42mm. There is a SU-76 here as well. That thing can do a lot of damage. The 42mm is the main defense until this 52k gets into position. Basically a flak 88 gun, and that's gonna deal a hell of a lot of damage unless Solo and Pixie can pretty quickly suppress that unit. He's going to need to use all his Panzer IIINs at once, along with the Panzer T-34, I think, try and take down that unit. But Shaun is moving it through the forest, and we'll have to watch that engagement as it occurs. In the northern side, I think Shaun has captured this flag from Solo and Pixie, and Solo and Pixie had little to defend, used that off map in the emergency setting. I think it has slowed down the attack, but Shaun is really pushing hard right now. T-34's decent response, as long as they don't go down to the ZIS-3 gun. The Strokey CKM, they have the PTRS rifle, but the T-34s are they are able to sustain a hell of a lot of damage from those PTRS anti-tank rifles, so they should be a reasonable response. Not the best, but reasonable. I mean, Solo and Pixie, we're 18 minutes into this game. He's still 14-10 down. He's not had a lead throughout this game, despite being on Maverick income versus balance. Just shows how good Shaun is at playing this balanced game. But yeah, immediately, oh, here comes the 52k. Does take out one of the Panzer IIINs. Ooh, doesn't take out a second one, finally gets pinned down, and so actually I think Pixie will be fairly happy with that. If he can get the kill on that 52k, he will be fairly happy. Yeah, does get the kill, so losing just one Panzer IIIN there, actually a pretty good trade. The T-34 does now start to push. In comes the Hussar Golosoroshock into this central town. He can pick up quite a few flags here. Shaun's response, 3 T-34Es down in the south, but Pixy may be able to bring it back, but what is he going to be able to do after that? We're going to be into C phase. He's going to be down to 80 points a minute, and Shaun is going to be more than double that. I really see this going Shaun's way from now on. He's just had a sustained lead from the start, or from about 8 minutes into this game, and has really pushed Pixy very hard in A phase, which you just don't expect from a balanced player. You do not expect it from a balanced player. Shaun is like a Vanguard player playing balanced. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. The Stroggy CKM discovered by the Panther 3N should get taken out, yes. And Pixy is making inroads finally into this central position. IO2M cluster variant. This might be the last of Shaun's cluster bombers. I think 2 did go down. I think we said he had 3 in his deck. He's going for the Stu 42. So prioritizing the Stu 32 ahead of the... No, switches target onto the Panther 3N. Should get the kill, does get the kill, but does it survive? No chance. Not against 3 ME109s. One of them does take a lot of engine damage, but they should circle back around and secure that kill pretty easily. Here we go. Ooh, just misses that, but there it goes. I think it maybe got caught by another one in the background, and it flies down. I love the skin on these ME109s. I think the Group of Hartnick is my favourite division in this game, and I absolutely love this skin. And look at the damage modelling with the smoke pouring off the back. Fantastic to watch. Let's get back to the action. So, in the southern area, Pixy is on full onslaught right now. Brings it back to a 12-12, finally gets the 13-11, 20 minutes into this game, but is it too late? His income's dramatically dropped. Shaun has the advantage from now onwards, but it's not until about 26 minutes into this game that he equalises the income in total. But yeah, you've got to say right now, unless Pixy can really push onwards in this southern side, then Shaun is still looking on top, despite being 13-11 down. He's got 31 minutes with more than double the income that Solo and Pixy has, and unless Solo and Pixy can pick himself up that 15-9, I think he's going to struggle to finish this game. T-34 does discover the Stroggy CKM, turns frontal armour and should get the kill. Yeah, Shaun backing away, putting it on hold fire, and he's just going to try and keep the unit alive, take out the T-34 in a different way, and he will recover the territory that way. So Shaun pouring in resources into the southern side, Pixy pouring in resources into the southern side as well. Who's going to win out? Oh, wow, we missed this little pocket of tanks here. Down goes a Panther 3N. There's a lot of Su-85s making their way onto the field. These have been price reduced dramatically recently, down to 60 points. I believe they were like 85 points previously. So big reduction in point value, and I do notice quite a few players picking up these units now, so it's good to see that they're getting a lot more action because they were just not utilised before. Down goes the I think that was actually one of Shaun's tanks, goes down to the Panzer 3N there. But yeah, these Su-85s and the T-34Es re-establish dominance for Shaun down in the southern side. He's still got a unit of Descent Kazalgawi down there that if he reconnects the front line, he will take that flag back. Tiger in the centre, loader knocked out. I'm not sure exactly what got that, probably the Su-76M, PPA&C. Solo and Pixy finally picks up these flags. I mean, there's still units behind enemy lines. There's still this PTRS. Let's have a look. Has he picked up kills here? Whoa! What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4 transports with kills on all of them from this PTRS unit behind enemy lines. We also have a unit that went down here. Oh, that was one of the planes that got shot down. So yeah, that PTRS done a fantastic job there down in the southern side, picking up 4 infantry kills. I mean, let's at best assume they're Ersatsen. Ersatztruppen, but they're probably Grenadier DPs. Let's say Grenadier DPs, 20 points a unit, so that's 80 points for this one 10-point PTRS unit. He's now going to tackle with the Stug 3G. He shouldn't be able to get that kill. I think the Stug is going to get the, he's going to finish the job after a number of shots. Down to one man left in that PTRS unit. I think one more strike from that cannon on the front of the Stug 3G should take that unit out, and it does. Pixy recovers that. Recovers from that deadly onslaught of the PTRS squad. Another 52k comes into the centre, and Shaun is going to push back. Look at all of these tanks charging across the open. Let's just take a look at this. Oh, this is Steel Division 2 charging across the open. T-34s and SU-85s moving across en masse. Beautiful to see, absolutely beautiful to see. 13-11 still for Solo Wing Pixy. Looks like he is making a bit of a breakthrough up in the north. There is a Tiger up there supported by a few infantry units, but now Shaun rushing in the Strelky and the T-34-76ers. He will at least have more resources to deal with that. Does have a combat in there, could be in dangerous territory, but the wow, the Sturmoa are decent units. Basically after Machiki in there, should be able to respond in that 100-meter radius pretty easily. M42 guns, was taking shots at the Tiger, is now moving across, and I think Solo and Pixie's moved down slightly to try and counter that M42 gun. Shaun just looking to recover the position, get himself back to a 12-12, and I think once he does that, there's no way back for Solo and Pixie. So he does now get that 12-12 with the action in the north. I think once he cements that action, or cements that position, once he brings the front line back to this road, which is basically the 50-50 line, I think Solo and Pixie is going to be out of this game. I think 25 minutes into this, look at the number of units on each side. There's a nice pocket of tanks down here. There's a nice pocket of tanks in the centre. All Shaun needs is a few infantry units to push forwards. I mean, look at what Solo and Pixie has down on the southern side. Just one Panzerschreck. Yeah, it won't hold the territory, and Shaun is really going to push on from here. I think this is too much for Solo and Pixie to bring back now. 14-10, 26 minutes into this game. I feel like Shaun has this one for sure, and it's just a case of clearing up the units that are in front of him. And I think this is game over from Solo and Pixie for now. And what a tough game it was. There's the surrender. Yes, it is. There is the surrender. Expected 26 minutes 25 seconds. Shaun picks up the victory in this very first game of the Steel Division 3 Steel Division 3? Steel Division League Season 3. What a game to start us off. Two fantastic players. Absolute, the tippity top of the mountain these players are. 2,950 kills to 2,500 losses. Shaun traded very well. It was just that middle part of the game, really after Solo and Pixie's mammoth B phase, with all of that extra income, that Shaun looked at his weakest. But, you know, going straight into C phase with double Solo and Pixie's income, he was able to fight back. And yeah, the dominance in A phase for Shaun really won it. Really did win it. Let's have a look at the kills for Shaun. PTRS unit takes out 2 Stoss Trooper. And let's have a look at these PTRS units. I'm interested because they kind of have been in and out of the meta, and I think they're now back in it. Stoss Troop, 2 units of Stoss Troop, they're 15 points apiece. That's 30 points. 2 units of Ersatztruppen, another 30 points. What else do we have? Is that it? Is that it? Oh, down here. 2 units of Panzergrens and 2 units of Grenadiers. So the Grenadiers are 20 points, that's 40 points. The Panzergrens, are they... I can't quite remember how much they are. I think they're 30 points apiece, so that's 60 points, 100 points from that one 10-point PTRS unit. I think if you can get those guys behind enemy lines, they are definitely worth their weight in gold, certainly against transports. They do struggle a lot more with tanks, but, you know, as far as I'm aware, that's true to real life. Half tracks they can handle reasonably okay. But yeah, they are a boss at taking out transports. And you've got to think as well, that's a total of 4. I think there was another 4 in total up here, wasn't there? So 8 units of infantry just flat out gone immediately. Just 8 units just gone. So that's 8 units left. You have to fight on the front lines. And those PTRS kills, they wouldn't have won the game for Shaun, but they certainly helped him. No doubt about that. IL-2Ms, they were pretty key as well. Picking up some good kills, you know, strategic kills. Shaun getting rid of the pack guns with those IL-2Ms, allowing his tanks to engage. Wow, look at this Su-76 M down here. Takes down 2 Stug 3Gs and a VK901, as well as the Huzarok and the Huzar Golosorishok. This was the one that was retreating, where the Huzar Golosorishok was chasing him down with those AT grenades. Wow, that guy did a great job there. This one here, the Su-76, picks off Stug 3G and a Panzer T-34 as well. Nice job. The IL-2M, that was a cluster variant getting that Tiger E kill. That was in the center. We just caught that, and yeah, that would have been a big blow to Solo and Pixy as well. First Tiger, I think it was, onto the field, just immediately gone. Immediately gone. And yeah, I guess that's the story. This T-34E did well as well. Stu 42, Panzer 3M, Panzer 3N, Stug 3G. Yeah, that did a decent job there as well. And then the Su-85s at the end, just clearing up bits and bobs here. Wow, this one does take down a Tiger E. I mean, these Su-85s are quite potent, but they did need that price buff because they just weren't utilised. But now, yeah, bring those Su-85s, guys. Let's have a look at soloing Pixie's kills. Stug 3G did do a decent job, taking out a couple of units, but, you know, they're not really expensive units, whereas the Su-76s were taking out Stugs and Panzer 3Ns. These are taking out, you know, cheaper infantry units. So, yeah. Panzer 3Ns down here as well. This was the charge of the Panzer 3Ns, but not major kills, but they are much cheaper units. I think they're about 35 points, those Panzer 3Ns. So this one certainly did do a great job taking down that 52k. Tiger E came onto the field, just 1 Strelky kill and 1 Zis 3 gun. Not enough for the Tigers. Not enough for the Tigers. And the second one down here, 1 Sturmauer and 1 Su-76. Again, not enough from those Tiger kills. What a fantastic start to Steel Division League Season 3. I hope you really enjoy this season. It is looking like it's going to be a fantastic one. The prize pool is above $500 right now. And I will drop a link in the description. It's all community funded, so if you want to help these guys out, you know, add a little bit to the fund, you can actually do it for free, not doing anything at all. I'm going to put a link in the description. Head over to that link, you can type a code in, and yeah, you can add, I think it's 50 cents to the prize pool for all of these guys for absolutely no cost to your own. And yeah, the more money that goes into this prize pool, the bigger the event, the more people interested. And hey, if you just want to watch the games, just click subscribe. I will put out those casts and you guys enjoy watching them. That's it for me today. Thanks very much for watching. I am Angry Bird. I will see you next time.